So guys, the Model Y Juniper has officially launched in China. And today we are going to compare this against the ONVO L60 to see how the ONVO L60 stacks up against this car. Is there anything to be worried about? And and take a look at this car. So very interesting, very controversial design, to be honest. A lot of people were commenting on how the front of the car looks very much like a Xpeng. So here, Xpeng P7 Plus with the lights going up, and then you have these lights underneath it. A lot of people saying that it looks similar, all right, to an Xpeng P7, and the fact that they're sort of copying the Xpeng P7's design. Very interesting. So this is, of course, the official website, and also the rear lights. Design wise, you guys be the judge. Do you like the rear light design of the Model Y? And then here they're advertising more quiet, higher efficiency, and then a new cockpit inside, all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't seem to have much more of a performance change. Okay, of course you have the added rear screen, which is pretty interesting, pretty nice. And like it or not, this car is of course the biggest competitor to the ONVO L60 and the ES6 to some extent. Okay, so this car is officially launched. You can order the car now in China, but it will start deliveries in March. Okay, so definitely well, the Model Y has always been the best SUV, the best selling SUV here in China. So that is something to keep in mind. So here are the dimensions: 2,129 millimeters wide, 4,797 millimeters long, 1,624 millimeters tall. So let's try to order one of these and then see what that page looks like. So here you have the page. And then you have the two different variants. So you have, of course, the rear-wheel drive variant, okay? And then this starts at 263,500. And let's just look at ONVO, okay? ONVO rear-wheel drive variant starts at 206,900. So you can see the ONVO L60 is at much cheaper, okay? Much more affordable compared to a Tesla, all right? So that's what ONVO's got going price wise. What about range? Okay, so the Tesla, they don't have the official battery stats, but I found it elsewhere. The Tesla, the rear wheel drive has a 62.5 kilowatt hour battery, and then the all wheel drive has a 78.4 kilowatt hour battery, giving it 719 kilometers of range and 593 kilometers of range for the rear-wheel drive variant. So this is actually very, very similar to ONVO's range. So ONVO's range, likewise, for the rear-wheel drive, you get 555 kilometers compared to Tesla's 593, which is both CLTC. So basically the difference is negligible. Okay, and then the long range, of course, gets you 730 kilometers, whereas the of course, with the Tesla, it's 719. So the long range actually you have a little bit more range, but that's of course with the rear-wheel drive. If you go with the all-wheel drive long range battery pack, 85 kilowatt hours, you get 700 kilometers of range versus Tesla 719, basically the same. So with that in mind, but of course, you have the big advantage of renting the battery instead of buying it. That just shoots the price down to 149,900. And by the way, about 70% to 80% of ONVO buyers choose to rent the battery instead of buying it. So 149,900 base price versus a base price of 263,000. So you can tell that the Model Y, if you're renting the battery with the ONVO, is up to 100 plus thousand RMB more expensive than the Model Y, than the ONVO. Okay, so ONVO's definitely got pricing there, so it's more affordable, much more affordable. What about performance metrics? 5.9 seconds for the rear-wheel drive, and then 4.6 seconds for the all-wheel drive. So how about Tesla's? Well, you got 5.9 and 4.3. So very, very similar as well. So it's not mind-blowing fast for the Tesla Model Y either. Okay, almost negligible difference. Okay, so in that aspect, these two cars are very much very similar. But then when it comes to customizability, this is where really NIO shines. So Tesla has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors for you to choose from: silver, red, blue, white, and black. And all these other colors cost money. Okay, you got to pay extra for these colors. So okay, interesting. And then for the ONVO, look at how many colors you have: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 colors to choose from. Much more customizability. And then when it comes to rims, the Tesla only has 2 rim options. Okay, you got the 19-inch and you get the 20-inch, which you have to add 8,000 RMB. Whereas for the ONVO, you had 2 different variants of the 19-inch. Okay, and then you have the 20-inch, which you only have to add 5,000 RMB. Okay, so definitely much more customizability options for your ONVO. And then interior colors. So for the Model Y interior, you only have black and white. Black and white. Okay, for most people that might be enough, but of course for ONVO, the interior, you have tan with brown color, you have white, you have this beautiful purple color. A lot of ladies like that. And of course, you also have black if you like black. So 4 different customizability for the interior of the car. And then you can also add ETC. And then, of course, the autonomous driving is free, is included. So here, you have to get the autopilot. If you want to buy it, you have to pay extra. So that adds to the cost of the car. So you're looking at, adding autopilot, you're looking at almost 400,000 RMB for this car with autopilot. Okay, the 4-wheel drive version. Okay, but now they actually have a very special launch series going on. And the launch series basically includes, it's sort of like Founders Edition, so to speak. They have like this special badge in the back. They have this special light over here. And then it says launch over here. Yeah. And then also launch in the front near the phone chargers. Very interesting. And a special microfiber footrest. And then, yeah. And then you get like this Alcantara kind of insert. And that's basically that's it for the launch edition. So overall, this is definitely a refresh for the Model Y, and the Model Y has always been the best-selling SUV here in China. But to be very, very honest, when you look at it objectively, the ONVO L60 is still a much better product, and it has battery swap as well. And yes, it could hurt sales a little bit, but remember, ONVO doesn't have any incentives. As soon as they launch incentives and more battery swap stations get online, this is going to really help ONVO sales going forward. And design is subjective wise, but take a look at the design. Which one do you like? Let me pick maybe a black color so you can see. This is gray. But design is very subjective. But I think the ONVO's design has really grown on me. It looks much better in my opinion. Very, very nice. Yeah. So let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this car? Is it going to be a big threat to ONVO sales? As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.